Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, Trashkin, all good evening, and welcome to another session of Trash Tier Gaming, and we're back in Turkey. For the black magic of leaving the screen on while I was away at work on shift. It took us, what, 9 hours to make it here? All my prep? Alright, the way out is... Well, that's not the way out. That'll lead us back the way we came, baby! I don't care if I gotta dodge oncoming traffic, I'm getting out of here. Getting out of Turkey one way or another, by hook or crook, Trashkin. Fair bit of crook. Fair bit of crook. I know at some point our tires are gonna go. There's just no way around it. But I also know with a little bit of luck, we'll make it. Whoa. Alright, that's bordered off. Well, that's fine and dandy. Ah! Did we just work our way around to the other side of the city? Yeah, we did. That feels like a problem. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Alright, well... Huh. Well, there must be a way out, Trashkin. I'm just gonna have to find it. I mean, there must be something out here. I mean, I want that Chivo. For truly. No joking. Yeah, we got some weird stuff going on in the game engine right now. Well, heck. Concern, even. Is it just no customs agent available? Maybe they did something weird with the exit plan? I don't know. Must be something. There's a hotel. There's a boatload of trucks. Alright, maybe somewhere down here. Maybe. Oh. Maybe I need to go a little further. Oh, there's the Lyco joint. A lot of empty storefronts. A lot of empty store. I suppose I need to consult the ancient guides, Trashkin. One momento. Oh dear sweet derping god Trashkin. I just realized what I forgot to do. Choose a route. Ah! What do you mean I can't choose a route? Aha! Yeah. Oh, I have a breakdown of events by time, no less. Alright, well. First order of business. Our noble steed. Path carry us thus far. That's further yet, too. Alright, tunes. Yeah, right there. There's our exit. Finally, the head back button. I thought that would just zip me back home. I thought that was my enemy, but it was my friend. But derp. Now, a lesser YouTuber might edit that out, Trashkin, but no. No. I faceplant. Unless it happened a dozen times before, I'm gonna show you it. Because if a derp like me can finish video games, so can you. What's more, while working a full-time job, so what's keeping you from playing more video games, Trashkin?
International Webstream-Programm in deutscher Sprache.
Oddly appropriate for this incredibly slow process we're going through. Da. Now the gate open! I wonder if to go for the gate at the other country. If I could just snoop through backwards like some sort of weirdo. I kind of wish I could hurl the fence and check out that wreck. You can tell I've spent too much time in this game. Alright, one trip. One trip home. We got 30 gallons to our name. We got 16 gallons in reserve. We got plenty of oil. We got one reserve set. Oh, those are my hazards. Whoops. Been a while since I've done that. If you do that while Long's in the car, he yells at you about it. He'll pull over and close your dang bonnet. Alright, climbs over with. Whew. You know, I have to say, I really do hope another game like this pops up. I kind of bounced off the road to Guangdong and just meandered off to other things. Like, I didn't jive with it. Like, it wasn't bad. I wanted Jalopy 2, Jalopy with a Vengeance. Or perhaps Junkyard's Revenge. Or perhaps Adventures Behind the Iron Curtain after the fall. You know, something. Just didn't hit the same feel, which is nothing against the road to Guangdong. Just, you know, I put it to the side. Marching to Pretoria. Ah! I don't know what it is about road trips, but I will forever have Marching to Pretoria stuck in my head. Every time. I can't remember why, Trashkin. Oh, wasn't that where that magical wreck with the magical gas was? Yeah! I've never seen gas in a wreck before, let alone a full tank. Like, that is the best wreck ever. Alright. We just gotta... Is that a shortcut? I think so. It's real tempting, but... Kind of vanishes off in the distance there. I think it's a shortcut. We can afford the miles. But I see another one veering off, I'm taking it. Oh, okay, I see. So it just zips around the flatland and pops out somewhere over there, I'm betting. You know, we haven't blown a tire yet. Oh, yeah, I see. Anything good down there? Nothing I can see from here. Ah, 210 kilometers. How's our budget doing? Dear God, that's embarrassing. Didn't even dent my wallet. I could have just made it work with the wine in my trunk from the start, Trashkin. I'm telling you. I figured out the hazard lights. Only took half a game. See a little bit of yarn? Why not? Uh-huh. Well, cash is cash. Yep. Make sure we got nothing in there. Nada. Again, folks seem to drive more polite in Turkey. I don't know why. Have some degree. Or lack of horsepower? Perhaps the rare consideration for one's fellow motorists? There we go. Back in. And away I go! Oh, right. Tunes. Wait, is that just a cigarette lighter? That's just a cigarette lighter! Oh God, I'm a derp! 140 kilometers to go. We're chewing up the roadway. I so look forward to hitting home. Oh. Alright. Anything good in you? Well, decent. Shame I'm just kind of guessing at what prices of stuff are going to be in the next town over. I find top rack. I don't think it's good to store sausages in the direct sunlight, but that's fine. Night will fall any minute now. Please don't try this trash can. You'll get salmonella. Pork products and beef products should be handled with care. Especially chicken, too. The FDA just relaxed. We are one botched pork chop fry away from another you must cook pork at 165-degree internal temperature mandate. Please, barbecue responsibly. I don't want to go back. Those were way too dry. When you order them at the restaurant because you didn't feel like firing up the grill yourself, you know? I have no idea what's this way. But I kind of want to see. It just shoots off in a random direction. I presume it'll dead end. Feels like our lamps aren't doing us a damn bit of good. Oh, why? Hello. Well, how do I even? Okay, fine. Nope. I just plain can't. Okay. Alright, let's roll it back and forth. Sounds like there's a crash somewhere nearby. Alright, hup. Yep, everything needs fix. Dear God, I hope you have at least 11 gallons of fuel. Excuse me, liters. Alright, that should be enough. Eh. Ugh, not the medicine, we'll smuggle that. Ah, that's what I'm after. One and two. Back on the rack it goes. What's up, dude? Yeah. Yeah. I'll take one of them, please. Da da da. Don't need to make a lot, just a little. Medium compound, medium compound. Ah. Keep the mediums. Think. Hard, soft, hard. Oh, perfect. All right, we'll do the swap out now and keep the mediums in reserve. Da 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 da. Just start with these. Aha! Can't stop me, game physics. Da da da. Come on. There we go. Da da da. Da da da. You know, if one set of hard compound was able to get us here, or two sets, I'm pretty sure a set of hard compound and whatever we can scavenge will do us just fine. Incidentally, if you need anything out of the trunk trash can, the time to do it is before it went on the jack. This is not best practice, trash can. Do as I say, not as I do, please. The life you save may be your own. 64. Well, what do you say to these? Not much. Okay, fair enough. Currency, then? I am certainly glad I found this joint. Here's your $50. Suppose this makes me even for me clearing you out earlier. Another bottle of oil. I can't explain it to you, but it is oddly satisfying to put your car to rights. In this game, specifically. Like, maybe it's because I had to scrape and connive and break the game a little to get here. You know, something to be said for it. The idea of getting one over on something that's been getting one over on you for longer. It's not exactly Dark Soulsian, but Dark Soulsian. There I go, wordsmithing. Inventing terminology again. You know, I've been avoiding letting you see me wash the car for the most part, trash can, but it's got to happen. Okay, really? See that? That's all you need to clean. The rest is vanity. And I am vain. Down. I remember at a few points rolling down windows to avoid cleaning them. Which sounds great until it starts raining. You remember, you roll them up and you're like, oh, right. I've been putting off this basic in-game maintenance task for several hours. You would not believe how long it took me to figure out how to clean windows the first time I played this. An embarrassing number of trips is how long it took. Once again, I fill a video with basic doings. Well, come hell or high water, we're finishing today, Trashkin. Long as it takes. Hard compound. Hard compound. We got 2 mediums. I don't believe there's any mediums available on the rack. There are not. We will have to make do with 2 mediums in reserve. Okay. Oops. Yeah. That'll do. And we're off. Alright. That's Istanbul. So we're headed this way. I still want to know how the hell I get you. This annoys me deeply. If you ask me why I pulled off in this direction, Trashkin, I couldn't tell you other than it was there. Maybe one of the pains in the butt for this route is on divided highways. You don't get the easy course back. Nothing to point the way, but... yeah, there we go. Am I rolling without lamps this entire time? Yep. I'm being a road hazard. Personally speaking, I choose to run my day lamp or my low beams. If the engine's running, it's dusk or dawn. If there's a light breeze. If there's anything other than a blind you bright Technicolor day, I'm running my lamps. Of course, there are also plenty of penumbral shaded sections in my neck of the world where lamps should be on anyway. I wonder if I gotta declare heading in now. That's gonna be trippy. I suppose the weird part of this game is, at any time I could have elected to just head back the way I came. That opens up the possibility of some truly strange challenge runs, Trashkin. Well, I don't have any alcohol on me. What's up, Broseph? Ugh, hurts a little. Here you go. dude, can I just drive straight through? Oh, that is going to be so trippy. Alright, remember, many a run for me has ended here. But I've got something back at the mart. How am I still generally making money, good glob? I think the main takeaway for me from this is I should not be allowed to play video games. Sometimes because I take it too seriously and maybe need to just relax a little bit more instead of coming at it with the analytic brain. I mean, have I simply become a beast of the road? Nah. I might not be the greatest at backing in this game. But I promise you, Trash Can, you get really good at dealing with backing when you deliver for a living. You might ask, how or why would you have to? And the short answer is, you're going to have a lot of situations where people just do not take you existing into account. Yes. The news is no news. So weird. I guess I gotta sleep before I get to declare my route. Maybe it's some sort of the hard code in the bit. Like, it's so weird that there isn't news going back the other way to me. Thanks, hotel clerk slash convenience store worker. I get it. They only had so much budget for assets. You only have so much time. Important thing was the driving and the experience. Right, back to bed. I don't care if I have to walk the Leica into the garage. I'm getting home. I prefer waking in the hotels to home. Why, you might ask? Because there's no rude alarm driving me from my sleep. What's up? You wanna share? Come on. Let me... Why is this interactable, Squirk? Is that just to torment me? Is that just for me to stare and ask, why won't you let me know what's on this paper? The weird part is, I've worked as a hotel clerk. I know there's nothing of interest on that paper. Ah, here we go. Alright, question marks in potholes or rain in potholes. Easy call. Rain and rain. And, alright. There we go. Okay, I see. This works a little weird. I guess they coded it in one direction and didn't take the other into account until they needed to. Which, from a build perspective, makes sense. I guess they didn't plan on driving back from Turkey until they're like, well, how do we extend the game a little? And somebody was like, I know, we let them drive home from Turkey. And somebody went, why would they want to? No. But we'd have to build more game otherwise. And they went, okay, do that. But you know, it works. As much as I complain about backtracking from time to time, it's a fine way to recycle assets. And in this one, it feels interesting because they did at least throw an achievement in for a single session there and back again. I still hate switchbacks so much. Just so damn much. It's my least favorite road feature. Alright. Let's see if they got any mediums or perhaps some hard compounds. Money is no object to us. Which reminds me, how much do we burn? Not enough to care. Hello, I understand you have tires for sale? Medium. It's a hard compound in there. Uh-huh. Soft, medium, medium. You know what? Hang it. We'll go with what the game provides us. Here you go. I want to see how the prices are. It is so weird having the opportunity to restock up front on what I care to. Just weirds me out, man. Ooh. That's a good price. We're cleaning them out. Now, the other thing that contributed to me being okay at backing up was I drove a step van for a little and delivered laundry. Hotel linens, towels, sheets, that kind of thing. To explain what I'm paid in the butt that was, no power gate and, you know, industrial amounts of laundry that I had to carry out, add parchment paper to the bottom of the rusted out, terrible, terrible, terrible gates they have. So it wouldn't ruin a run of laundry with rust stains. Hand load all their dirty because they don't understand the concept of put it in a laundry bag that we provide them, that we make sure they have adequate amounts of. Tie off every laundry bag there by hand. So, like, I have to handle this stuff 3 or 4 times, load it into a bin, roll the bin back out, throw the pieces up individually, stack them with the space I just freed up, usually starting from one side of the back, going to the next stop, emptying that delivery bin, and filling that, and then filling the back wall, and slowly trying to make sure that I have enough room throughout the day to keep this stuff A, stacked, B, relatively in one place, C, that I can make sure I use every last available space available. So by the end of the day, I have handled these things 3 to 5 times a piece before I handle them a 6th or 7th time for the final time to roll them into bins so the truck can take them back to the magical laundry spot and turn them into clean laundry. I hate it. I still hate it. I never want to work a job that involves a step truck. Now, if I come into possession of a step truck for my own purposes, that's different, because I'm not working. I am goofing off then. Okay. Incidentally, you don't necessarily need a full set of the tires with the desirable traction qualities you want. The main determinant is the forward wheels there, as I understand it. Though, as a rule of thumb, you want to make sure your high traction wheels are up front. So if you do any mixing, the mediums go up front, the hards go in rear if they don't match. Same for mediums. If you're running soft and medium, soft goes up front, medium goes in back, or you're going to have problems. You want your highest traction stat up front for the conditions you're working in. Or the rear's going to try to outrun the front, and then you got problems. Alright. Alright, this might bump us up to rich mixture, but who cares? Yeah, doesn't carry around 2 cans. Done, I tell you. Ah, there it is. Just let me have it. Thank you. Yeah, da. I carry so many repair kits. Yet I seldom use them. Ah, yeah, you just have this fuel. Enjoy this superior, I think, Lithuanian fuel, as far as I know. Or whatever the hell I pulled it from. Yugoslavian fuel, possibly. Wait, Turkey! It's Turkey and fuel. Enjoy the superior product. Wow! I strangled that joke to death in the crib. Ay. Yeah? Ah, well, we're back there. If it's the same route as before, we'll come across that river shortcut again. Yeah, I know, it's supposed to be a valley. I don't care. It's got enough water to qualify as a creek bed to me, and close enough to a river as far as width for me. Yeah, I should really look at how they define river. No, this isn't convoluted YouTuber reads definition stuff. Just like, is it by volume? I know it's not by depth. Is there a minimum width? Or is it just minimum volume of water flowage, perhaps? I still hate switchbacks so damn much. I incorrectly built a climb car, and now I'm paying the penalty for the rest of Yugoslavia. Oh, right. The road madness settles in if I don't play the tunes, Trashkin. It's a real problem after pushing towards 10 hours in this. I don't know what to tell you, Trash Kid. When you spend your time on the same roads for days on end, hours on end, you go a little crazy. Which is part of why I don't ever want to drive for a living again. Like, and I was doing local freight stuff. Like, I wasn't doing long haul. I was doing show up, drop the stuff, go home. The problem was, the volume was very ridiculous, and unfortunately, the dude that was handling the ordering and sales for the route, which I did none of. I was the shop lackey. Like, I did whatever needed doing for the big stops on the route. And like every single one of them, I swear to God, like they were, by and large, they were all awesome people that I dealt with mostly. There were a few wiseacres that I am glad to see the back of, but they were by far the minority. But every now and again, every single one of them intimately understood the supply and logistics chain that led to me showing up that day with their linen until something went wrong, and then they just wanted somebody to complain at. And like all summer long, it's me going, why are you talking to me? Talk to the sales rep. They know what's up. I just hand them numbers. And, like, the reality of it was, a lot of times when something went wrong, it was just way outside of my realm of doing anything, because, like, I'd have to drive 2 hours to the plant to get more product if it didn't show yesterday at noon. Because that's when the drop for the following day would happen. Like, by noon. Semi's there, unloaded. By 11 or by 12:30, they are rolling for the next, or they're rolling back to Caspian or to the next stop on the plant list. Like if it's not there, it's not their problem. If the order didn't come in, not their problem. So, like, they keep waiting, and, like, the day of, call us at, like, 6. And my day started at 3 in the morning, kind of a deal. I was already loaded and gone. So it's like, look, I can't do anything for you. And, like, my first year, it was an incredible annoyance. Because they knew I couldn't do ordering. I didn't have the handheld ordering tool. I am the glorified delivery boy. All I do is show up and stack towels and make a note of levels after delivery and drop off laundry bags. That's it. That's all I did. I haul away your dirty. I slap in your clean. That's it. If you didn't talk to Russ by 6:30 or 6 p.m., then it's not on tomorrow's truck. You're out of luck. Like, I don't want to tell you guys. Also, one of the problems was quite a few of them insisted on speaking to someone in person, and, like, it was always for stuff that literally could have just been a touch base text with numbers kind of a deal. Feels so weird having to guess what's going to be of worth in the next country. But I mean, I know there's another gas station. We can offload these there, no problem. I mean, we don't really need the money, but at this point, why not? Not like they hand out a reward for not buying and spending stuff in this game. That's actually one of the rewards, and like one of the achievement rewards is, did you dispense marks of X value here? Cool, here's an achievement. So, like, the fastest way to pull that off is to roll up and have a boatload of marks in tow already, and just buy out whatever upgrades are available or parts in the Leica store once you've mastered the art of the wine sale. Or the pharmaceutical rep route. I am, in fact, kicking myself a little for not having bought more meds. Those pills are doing a brisk business right now. Granted, all we're gonna have to sell is what I find. Well, I guess we know it's not the same route back home. The countries magically rearrange themselves every time we drive through them. You know, I should see if the continue on option's present when I roll into the next town, or if I'm just, you know, throwing money down the drain for my own amusement. Oh, hey, there's another lure box. Nope. Mm-mm. No, we don't need the money, Trashkin. We don't. I do not need to throw myself down gullies anymore for profit. Hell, I didn't need to throw myself down a gully for profit the first time I did that. Don't need to go full Ferengi. Ah, they're both unpaved this time. Go figure. Hmm. Did we find the loop in the rain noise? Perhaps? Eerie, no? Ah! Oh, I don't like this shortcut. Yep, nope, I'm going back the other way. I don't care. I will gladly eat the durability damage. Screw that. No. Not doing another switchback, I don't have to. Good lord, we're really cooking down this river. This mud run is no match for our might. Oh, I think we done busted an air filter. Alright. Well, let's get back to pave and solve that little problema. I must say, that is convenient. There we go. One. Alright. Get it down. One fewer problem. Oh, did I forget to tune up when I was back in not Dove Lake. It's not sinking. Back in Yugoslavia town proper? Alright, good. Oh wow, I finally managed to damage those? And that? And that. Okay, I really gave it a roughhousing. My instincts tell me left. I wonder how often packages spawn in the water just deep enough not to be noticed. I can't help but wonder if that is perhaps a problem. Yeah, no. Always take the low hill, Trashkin. Always take the low hill. We going mud and trash can. I swear we are just flying down these. Like, this mud is no match for the fury of our motor. Clearly. Nothing. I've been bamboozled again. So the goofiest part about this whole routine, Trashkin, was I realized as I was setting on my boots, planning my next bit of recording, you know, the high priority items, I realized I had enough time that all I really truly needed to do, Trashkin, was just leave the game running while I worked a 10-hour shift, come back, knock it out before I did any other recording, and finish up Jalopy. Which, you know, I only spent, you know, nine hours recording, like... Oh, excuse me. As current count, 10 hours recording, about 11 playing. And honestly, the change of pace has done wonders for me. Mostly because I'm finally getting a crack at the end back again part of the game. Like, I was such a doof. So, remember, when you hit Turkey, don't be a doofus like me. Open the book, mash head back, and choose your route and roll for home. I just couldn't work that out for myself, Trashkin. I thought head back would zap me back to the garage, and I don't want that. Turns out that's not what that did. Oh, I left the tunes off again. I keep forgetting about the tunes. I'm so focused on driving. You know, about as much as I like the tunes, like traffic reports or like a little bit of world flavoring as we travel through the various countries, or news reports would have been appreciated. I understand. You only had so much time and you did a lot with what you had. It's not a downvote, it's just a creative suggestion. A critique from a humble trash bear. If ever you should build number 2. I'm betting not, but... Lean oil. No oil. Alright, well, I'm gonna need the oil again. Did I finally give up? And no. Okay, good. Come on. Give me that. Yeah. Alright, reverse order. Yep. 1 and 2. Yeah, da. Alright. Let's see, we got a full set of mediums on us. I don't think I got 12 meds, but just in case. And before I start on that, just a little opportunity wrenching. How much water we got? 4 liters. Okay, 3 of 4 liters rather. Yeah, that should be more than enough. That's fine. That's dandy. Yeah, 1 basket should do us just fine. Yeah, da. Come on. Yeah. Yep, we're selling these off because we have no idea what's banned at the border, baby. Oh. I have no idea how I pulled that off. Apparently we are in fact just secretly the Hulk. When we get frustrated with our car maintenance, things start flying around. This physics engine is perhaps not God's gift to video game physics engines, but it is on occasion hilarious. Like, it works well enough. Okay, I guess we're gonna roll towards that border with 1 more med than we need. I do suppose I can just start dropping marks as I like. No. We're headed into Hungary, I think. Hungary is not great for booze sales. Alright. Yeah, we'll stick with our basics. Right traction, slightly better off-road. Soft gets really good off-road, but I think like you want a medium in reality, but I mean, what do I know about race theory? I mean, I'm just a goon that played some Gran Turismo back in the day. Not religiously. Just, killing time between classes. Because I was broke and bored of all the games we had, and started raiding my little brothers. Which, to be fair, of the two of us, Jake is the better racer. Not to be confused with LARP Jake. LARP Jake's his own category, though he is my brother. Just not by blood. I'd explain, but we'll save that for a Q&A sometime. It feels so good to know that every kilometer, every point of durability, every single movement is bringing us further from the switchbacks forever. Paraphrase Crowley. Do you know the terrific thing about time? That every second we are further from the 18th century. I am so looking forward to Good Omens too, Trashkin. Like, I do still mourn the passing of Sir Terry Pratchett. A finer stalwart for equality and learning for its own sake, I do not know. I may never know. Like, how can I explain Terry? A terrific sense of humor. He never lost sight of the plight of folk of common heritage. Okay, do I actually have to sleep or pass through too? Fuck your cones! I've never been back here! Oh, right, everything's topside here, isn't it? Yeah, everything's topside. Although, gorgeous shots of the bay there. I ain't stopping for it. Let me consult my map book real quick. Alright, fine. I'll sleep. Okay, I haven't been throwing money down the toilet for my own amusement. Well, I mean, one of the downsides herein is we did already just fuel up. I guess hit the Leica dealership and drop some moolah? I don't know. I'll worry about a completionist run if I revisit it ever on my own time. We're just gonna worry about making it to the hotel at this point, on another climb. Call correctly, next section can be mostly flat, depending. mean, we're still making okay time, Trashkin. It's fine. It's a freestyle feckabout road trip at this point. The goal is simply to make it home. Anything more is a bonus. I mean, I can't help myself, Trashkin. I've been scavenging the road for so long. I think it's affected my brain. Where I'm like, ooh, a wreck. Do you need anything from a wreck? You have all the parts that you chose and bought yourself. But there might be different stuff. Do you care about different stuff? No, but I can sell it. Do you need to sell it? No, but I could sell it. Yep. Thanks. I suppose I did at least outstrip the need for instant cash in hotel rooms. I stopped scamming folks by proxy. Good God, remember hotels before the internet? I know not all of you do, but some of you. Where, like, you're only allowed to bring so many of your toys along, so many of your books. Your parents don't want to have to corral them in at the end of the trip. Whoa, how did I... That was hot and funky. Oh, I Wile E. Coyote'd myself. Hehe. It worked until I looked down. Alright. And yeah, that damn. Okay, now you'll let me. Head back. Yeah, heading back. I'll take the route without potholes, thank you! If you got the option to avoid potholes, I strongly suggest you avoid potholes. The game's silly enough to let you do that. Go right ahead. Potholes are the devil, Trashkin. Right for your profits. The end runs. They destroy families. They destroy family sedans, to be more precise. Anything that would forsake the Leica is not for me. 420 kilometers. And it's gonna suck. Doesn't matter what you do, Trashkin, there's going to be puddles on this course. I am convinced there would be puddles, even if there was snow on this course. No puddles in the tunnels, at least, but that is the only grace you are granted. Granted, it's usually right about here that I find wrecks. Or at least where my first few were. I don't think anybody's data mined the wrecks, but maybe someone has? If so, they haven't shared with me, and there's not a Steam guide, so... Or at least a Steam guide I've seen, or in English. Not bad. I think that's like 20% price. 25% discount. Possibly 10. I think they only go in increments of 25 and 50. So I think 25% off? See, it's really hard to go broke if you're constantly a scheming, Trashkin. If you use what the game gives you, take advantage of what definites you have, you'll do fine. Yeah. Maybe I'll smuggle those. Nova. This has got a nice mountainy brew theme going on there. Nice fig coffee. Military grade, no doubt. Variety that you can dissolve a horseshoe in. I mean, stand a horseshoe up in. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. Yeah. Yeah, that thing. And I thought it was silly to get the Oasis tank. I should probably invest in another liter or two of water. If I didn't, in fact, buy one earlier, forget to pick it up and leave it in the gas station area. Which is entirely possible, Trashkin. Ah, there's that beautiful pixelated water flow. So majestic. Oh, hey. The road provides, and we are grateful. Although it should be noted, the road also allows things to phase through bridges. Well, the road giveth, and the road taketh, Trashkin. I suppose that's one of those handy-dandy features thereof. Aha. And we've taken all the road has provided us. For the road is bizarre, but the road is also good from time to time. The road is cruel, but also kind. I know not what it intends for us. Oh, hey, I totally missed the lighthouse last time. I forgot that exists. Or maybe it didn't generate last time? Who knows? Roguelites, baby! 280 kilometers. Every kilometer brings us a little closer to home. Which, being the nerd I am, my brain immediately jumps to... You know, why not knock on the door? I mean, if we're running all the way home, we might as well enjoy the view while we're out here, yeah? Ah, they went through a lot of trouble to model that, no doubt. Housekeeping. Lighthouse inspection. Urukai. Yep, nope, nobody in there. The Urukai move usually works. What's that? Oh, okay, that's just a weird piece of concrete or rock. Yeah. I think they just wanted to show off the ocean a little. And build a lighthouse. Well, that reminds me of the DayZ server we had up and running for a minute. Then Alpha 22 hit. And we decided to take a break. Because we were playing heavily modded, and we kind of want to see how the meta shakes out before we start trying to deal with Alpha 22 mods. We held up in a windmill turbine. We kind of built our base out of that. Which, like, we've all been learning as we go, kind of a deal. Like, I started doing scavenging and adventuring and trading, and that was where most of my focus was, like resource mining and resource gathering, because like I did some light crafting, but like, oh, 2-for-1 deal. Ah, I'm a little sad they don't fit into the frame. Ah. Now, I know the hardest part of this run, Trashkin. The hardest part of this run for me is going to be making all the thumbnails, because there's so much pretty stuff. Just so much. Alright, we stopped at one lighthouse, and it's exactly alike. Well, I'm sorry, Trashkin, but if we stop at every lighthouse we see, it's gonna much longer before we get home. We're already pushing up on an hour and a half. But I am bound and determined to finish this run. So we're gonna run long for the anniversary finish. I know, it's ill-advised. It's terrible. Most of you have probably stopped watching, but the road compels me, Trashkin. The road compels me. I don't see how this is a climb, but okay, game. Ah, yes. You know, as I recall, the crashes and such were worse coming from Dresden, so that might be the last challenge. Say what you will, the seaside is absolutely gorgeous. What the what? How the hell am I even supposed to... Alright, fine. I gotta find a way to negotiate this one. Some heckin' how. I didn't even know that was a possibility, Trashkin. Right, now that we've reenacted that awkward scene in Austin Powers, how do we get from A to B then? Or do I not? Well, I'm certainly grateful for the light traffic now, if I wasn't before. If there's a way, I'm gonna try for it. Some beach and stairs. Or rather, just a beach. Uh-oh. Oh, we might be out of luck, Trashkin. I may have just thrown ourselves to the wolves. Is that the lower run is also railed. We got no means onto it. I think I might have just bricked our run. Oh, man. Alright, well. Let's consider all extremes before we call it. So maybe, just maybe, what I need to do is get back onto the road and ram ourselves over that barrier. Extreme measures. No holds barred match. Alright, fine. Can't get back on here. See if we can get back on there. I mean, obviously the barrier's there for a reason. You know, safety. Whoa, mama. That's fascinating. Can I even? Yeah. This is about to get real wacky, Trashkin. Behold the glory of the Leica! Even the ocean cannot stop her. Poseidon's power has no hold over me. Well, Trashkin, this isn't how I saw this run going. But here I am. We spun our car out into the ocean, and somehow it's working out. So far. I am also mildly annoyed that going for a dip in the ocean does not add or remove detritus. Oh, hey, we drove back on the land at some point. Well, I suppose now that I know that water does not necessarily shut us down, we have a long and convoluted route back to the road, no doubt. I am also annoyed that it does not refill our water in our windshield fluid reservoir. There we go. Yeah, I don't need you, book. I know where I am. And headlamps. The ocean shall save us, or doom us. I know not which. Well, that's fascinating. Almost like the game doesn't want me in the ocean. Well, Trashkin, I'm gonna give it 6 minutes. Maybe a little past that. And if after 6 minutes I haven't figured it out. Oh, I think there's an invisible wall. Or perhaps an impossible climb. We are moving redonkulously slowly. We're doing actually a little better than 20 kilometers a mile, which is quite the blistering pace for a climb. I don't think there's anywhere for us to pop back up here, but I have to try. Uh-oh. I think we are officially stuck. Alright. How do I do that? Good up. Holy heck. Go back out. I mean, I'm real disoriented. Yeah. Yeah! We did it! Somehow! I think. Maybe. Just maybe. That road literally rises out of nowhere. Yeah, it does. Oh my sweet merciful glob. This jank. Okay, to be fair to the Mincework team, this is the first busted instance of road. Whoa! I'm not sure how I did that. And I have also learned that rocks on this beach are hollow. This is perhaps the most ridiculous thing I have done in this game to date. Running along a guardrail and praying for a break. Or a drop. Anything. Come on, what's that? Aha! Looks like a service station. Aha. All we gotta do is figure out a way in. Looks like the largest physical gap. And we're too wide. Okay, I'm betting. Maybe. Just maybe. No. We're so damn close. I mean, this is turning out better than I expected after I threw it off course, but... I mean, we're an hour and a half into this trash can. I'm not giving up now. I don't care what it takes. I will sunder heaven and earth to get back home at this point. Only there were a drop. Now, Trashkin, I'm gonna need to consult some guides for a moment, because I'm out of ideas. Okay, Trashkin, I think I got it. As close to it as I'm gonna get. It took like 10 minutes of fooling about. I think I finally got the angle on this. I hope. I pray. Like, Selnish, take me. Dear Glob, I actually went under. Came up all the way over there, so I'd have a decent run at it. But this fence, unfortunately, magically, is above. Maybe. Maybe I can hand pull? Nope. I cannot hand pull it. This trash can is a tragedy because of the dynamics of a hidden fence, because of an error. Our run has been brought to a premature end. This run is unfortunately scrap trashkin. We have made every effort possible. As it turns out, there's an invisible wall that extends like so, that is simply impassable. The road simply broke itself for no apparent reason. The road giveth trashkin, and the road taketh away. The road giveth and the road taketh away, but that doesn't mean I have to take this laying down. All right. Next session. Single sitting. Dresden to Turkey, baby. Berlin to Turkey and back. Again until it works this time. This is personal now. The road giveth and the road taketh, but the trash bear will have his due. All right, next time, Trashkin. I've kept you long enough. I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna sputter. I'm going to collect my spoons. I'm going to re-strategize. I'm going to pray the gaming guides and the RNG is kind next time. This is where it ends for now. I was hoping to finish this run tonight, but the RNG had different plans, Trashkin. The RNG had different plans. Hour, 40 minutes. I'm gonna sit here on the beach. Contemplate how I wound up here. Oh, moon faces out when you look at it. Maybe that's why I don't see it so often. So, Trashkin, I'd like to thank you again all for coming out for the poll game from the anniversary playthrough poll. I appreciate you coming along. Whoa. Okay, Gog, thanks for blowing my cover. Ahem. I appreciate you all coming along for this trip from Berlin to Dresden. Or, excuse me, from Berlin to Turkey. We made it once, we're gonna have to make it twice. Just fine. I'll take another in-run. I'll take a dozen in-runs. Until I get there. Because, last time I couldn't figure out how. This time I make it halfway home, and bad luck does it in. I am bound and determined to finish this game, Trashkin. That means from Turkey to Berlin. So, as with a heavy heart, that I pronounce this run scrapped. I'd like to remind you that the algorithm is not kind to Let's Plays of any kind, but in particular folks that also do horror, which I am. And that at any time you so choose, the subscribe button is right there waiting for you. The siren call of snacks and drinks, and comfy lawn chairs, and comfier camp chairs awaits you with the Trashkin. Also, preferred seating around the trash fire. One of the courtesies. That doesn't get you the Trashkin Elite seating. That was there before I showed up. It's kind of scary, actually. It just showed up before I even thought about putting the trash fire there. I didn't notice until the first time I lit the trash fire, and there they were. It's like, what took you? And I'm like, who are you? Trashkin Elite are like that. So, I've been Rasp a Trash Bear, your humble host. And until next time on Trash Tier Gaming, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Please take care of yourselves. I only have so many Trashkin. You are a finite resource, friends. Good night, and I'll see you all in the next one, Trashkin, which hopefully goes better than spending 20 minutes on a beach desperately banging my car's fenders against a railing.